What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Level With You show. My name is Wiley Olmstead, and this week I am joined by the not-so-phantom producer, Tyler Hadley.
Hey, everybody. How are we doing today?
The do-artistic one himself, Anthony Duart.
How's it going?
And this is episode 70. Thank you so much for joining us on this year-plus long journey now. We've been coming to you each Tuesday at around 5:30 Eastern Time on Twitch Live. The following day, you can catch us on YouTube and podcast services. Thank you for your support. It makes me very happy to see that people continue to listen to the show. Sometimes, now that I'm managing the podcast portion of it and looking at all the stats, some episodes do better than others, but thank you so much for tuning in.
If you like what you hear, feel free to leave a review wherever you can leave a review.
Yes. Yelp us. We won't be mad. It's called criticism for a reason. It's not constructive. Who cares?
Especially you, Brendan. If you're listening, leave us a review on iTunes. Thank you.
Number one fan. Please, Brendan. I'm sorry you had a bad day the other day. I meant to reach out to you.
Oh, yeah.
Better.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was rough.
Yeah, I got something stolen out of his car. That's
just hit by a dog. Bullshit.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Well, I had a rough day yesterday, and you guys were there for me, so thank you for that. It's just time where I wasn't feeling so good, and you guys were.
It happens.
Nice.
It's what quarantine does to you sometimes, and it's been a roller coaster for a lot of people.
You get a little nutty. It's okay.
All right. Well, appreciate it. Topic of the show this week, we're going to go over the big Mario Direct that kind of came out of nowhere. Go over it sort of announcement by announcement, as well as some questions that we added onto it that we thought would be fun that are related. Before we get into that, we're going to jump into what we've been playing. I've been playing a ton of Tony Hawk, Spiritfarer, and Tyler's been playing Among Us, Valorant, and I also have been playing the crap out of Ring Fit, which I scored on Amazon. I was like, I got it in one of my social media feeds that there was a new shipment, something going out to Best Buy, Amazon. I was about to get on that whale watching trip. I was like, gotta snag it. And so I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But before we get into what we've been playing, let's catch up with each other. What's going on, Tyler and Anthony? How are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Pretty good. What did I do with last week? I didn't really do anything other than the weekends. But over the weekend, I ended up going to this brewery in Connecticut on a farm. So super easy to social distance. They had
what was it called?
Mapleview Farms in Connecticut. Nice. I mean, it's kind of like a super small place. I mean, in terms of like brewery, a lot of space in terms of farm. But they had some pretty good beers that I liked.
What was your favorite one you had?
They had a really good honey jalapeno beer.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And they also had a like a cranberry IPA. That was actually very tasty.
Sounds good.
That does sound really good.
I did that, and then I went to my friend's house and played some board games on Friday night. That was about it. Nice. They were watching Trailer Park Boys when they should have been watching Letterkenny.
I don't know, man. Trailer Park Boys is the original Letterkenny for me.
I mean, it came before, but doesn't mean it's better.
Trailer Park Boys did come before. That was just the first exposure I had to good classic Canadian country television.
I prefer Trailer Park Boys from what I have seen, but that's just me. I maybe I didn't give Letterkenny the fair shot, but like it sometimes it's like a little try hard for me. It was like it's a
different dynamic, yeah.
It's obviously very clever. It's obviously they're talented in their delivery, but it was hit or miss on the funny bone. That's just my first 3 episodes or so. So I should give it another shot.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, you really need to like get into it, like to appreciate it.
Definitely get it ironed out after the first couple, because I was a little iffy there too, and I was sat down. I think I was at a party or somebody's house, and they just had it on, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. I saw a trailer for it like years ago, and I had no clue what the show was. Watched it, and the opening episodes were okay, but then once you get into it and you get like the group dynamic, kind of like watching It's Always Sunny, you kind of know how these characters are supposed to act, or like how they usually do act. It was like decent reference point. But I do have to
Mhm.
agree with you, Wiley, that there was a couple like there's certain episodes where a couple jokes kind of like they felt try hardy, but it's definitely good. It's got its good and its bad, just like Trailer Park Boys, because I kind of fell off at
Yeah,
the
I mean, I think
later
the
seasons.
later seasons are terrible for
Yeah.
Trailer Park Boys, but
Yep.
early on it was really funny, and
Yep.
I definitely had a lot of fun watching it with friends, smoking pot back in college.
Hell yeah, that's exactly what I did. Was in my mom's basement, just get really
Mhm.
high and watch Trailer Park Boys.
Yep, it was definitely good for that. What about you, Anthony? Any highlights you'd like to mention, or?
I had nothing really going on. First week back from a little staycation last week. It wasn't bad. A little busy, but
Oh yeah, I totally
So,
forgot you were at last week.
you
You excited about the amiibos coming back because of the new Zelda Warriors game that was announced?
I actually already have them. I got the
You're
second
all-
reprint of the
You got all of them?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I didn't get the 4-pack, but I got the individual. This was like maybe 2 years ago. I saw like I had a social media feed. I think it was Instagram or something, and it showed like, Breath of the Wild Champions amiibos are going back up at Best Buy. I was like, holy shit! So I went and pre-ordered it immediately and said to my friend Cam,
Dang.
I was like, you got to buy these.
So
Are they
what,
gonna
you
like
bought 'em for
number 'em?
yourself, or?
Are they gonna number them like first release, like second release, or something? You
I
think?
don't know. I don't know how they print them. It maybe they do certain differences. I've noticed, at least with the Smash Bros. Ones I have, they have different text on the boxes. Like it'll say like Duck Hunt, and then like maybe the earlier print ones won't say Duck Hunt in like another language or Japanese under it. There's like little subtle differences, but as far as I can see, it's not really like I guess the Villager one, which was the big infamous one. The first print was like super rare and expensive, but then they reprinted him and I got him. But I guess his eyes are like smaller or something. But there's like little subtle things like that.
Very shrewd of them to make it available in a 4-pack. So if you have them all individually, you're like, oh, I gotta get the display with all 4
Yeah.
of them.
Is they that's what they just put up? Because I remember seeing that when it first released was like the 4-pack. I was like, I kind of just want them like I don't know.
I
Have them all separate.
didn't know that they had already had sold them like that, all 4 together. The only time amiibos I've seen like that are the 3 Shovel Knight bosses, which I was so tempted to buy back in I think February when I was in that GameStop, and kind of wish I had. I should have.
Well, Christmas is coming up soon.
Yes, it is, and you are getting something for sure from all of us because you like got us all shit last
I
year.
know.
remember?
See, that's what you guys got to do. You got to hook them
Santa.
the year before, and then they feel bad and have to give you the gifts the next year.
It's just
I'm
an
just kidding.
investment. It's an investment.
So you're playing the long game.
Yep.
I'm just
Well,
kidding.
myself, let's see, I had that really great brunch at the restaurant down the street from my house the other day. It was like bagels and lox to the max. They had like scallops, sardines, friggin' anchovies, 2 types of cream cheese, cucumbers, pickles, tomatoes on this beautiful platter. And
Yeah, that looked good.
yeah, definitely.
Was that place we tried to go to before, but it was closed down?
Maybe it used to be a really kind of crappy diner,
Yeah.
and they made it into a nice upscale restaurant, which is kind of unheard of for this town. So
Mhm.
I'm hoping like hell that they are getting enough business to keep it going. It's like the former chef from an Amherst place, Shea Albert.
Yeah.
He retired for a few years and then was like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll open up a smaller, low rent restaurant. Low rent as in price because of location. And they're only open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for brunch, but super legit, good stuff.
That sounds good. I think my buddy Jamie, actually, before he moved to California, used to work at Chez Albert as a cook.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was a culinary experience. The place was really good. Okay, so why don't we get into the games we've been playing? This is a weekly video game podcast where we get together and talk about, you guessed it, video games after all. Now, who wants to start? I mean, Tyler and I have been playing the crap out of Spiritfarer. At least I have been. Have you been sticking with it? Have been invested in it as you were last time we talked?
Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty sure Caitlin and I are both at pretty close towards like end game area. Because we have kind of upgraded the majority of the ships. I mean, we have all of the blueprints at this point, and I think we have like 2 more size upgrades and 1 or 2 more like additional upgrades, whatever that bottom tier is.
Yep. So I'm right there with you almost. I still have one more upgrade path to learn, or blueprint thing to learn. I need one more size upgrade, and as far as the people on the ship, I think there's still a few that I need to find. I think I've only said goodbye to 4 at this point, so I've got a decent amount left. There's still some of the map that's sectioned off to me. You know, I got the icebreaker. I got the following one, which I forget, the rock breaker, I think. And yeah, so I had mentioned to you that I was a little frustrated because I hit a point where I was just feeling like I didn't know where to go. And for people that maybe didn't catch the show last week, what Spiritfarer is it's sort of a very cute and lovely hand-drawn game, 2D perspective, but you're exploring on a big ocean map with lots of little islands, and you're finding spirits that come aboard who are sort of function as villagers in an Animal Crossing type environment, and you are trying to usher them into the afterlife. So it's a very sort of heavy subject told in a very lighthearted way, although there are some moments of where I got a little emotional saying goodbye to a couple of these people, or these, creature peoples.
Would you say that really, when that happens, that's actually that you can classify, games as a work of art? Like they moved you, Because I've had people before being like, "Oh, games aren't art; it's just, something to do," and it's like, well, it's a piece of media that caused an emotion inside of you.
Yeah, I'm totally, and even just from a drawing perspective, I think I'm consistently just super impressed with the art style of the game, the fluidity of the character movements, just the way that the sun sets and changes all the colors in a
really gotta check this
seamless transition. Yeah, you totally do, and you can play it for free on Xbox. It's on
Game Pass. I downloaded it the other day before I left and totally forgot to turn my Xbox back on when I got back and play it, but it's downloaded.
A good chill out game.
It sounds like a more kind of streamlined Animal Crossing, which I like.
Yeah, to an extent. Yeah, I was saying that I do think that it can become frustrating at times when you're looking for a certain material and you just don't know where to get it, and you like the game has some user interface. I don't want to say problems, but definitely quality of life could be improved. Like when you're navigating from the ship, Tyler, I don't know if you've noticed, but like it doesn't actually tell you what the name of the island is. You have to back out, open up your quest, or back out. Yeah, I can't actually remember exactly, but sometimes I can't see the locations before I select them. And
I mean, if it's a brand new location, I don't think it. Well, it tells you sometimes, but just it won't tell you like what can be found there.
Okay, I can't quite express what exactly I was trying to say there. So anyway, it's a little bit of a word salad from Wiley, but I think just taking some time off and coming to the next day is usually solves it for me, and I end up finding what I need to. Like literally just before we started the show, happy to announce that I finally made Atul some fried chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that was one thing that I had him stuck out in that fried chicken thing for a really long time, and I was like, how the heck do I get fat? And then Caitlin had to be like, well, oil is, she's like, well, oil is a fat. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so stupid.
I don't know how stupid. That's not exactly an easy fix. I didn't know until you told me. So
I was literally like going around like trying to get like something that was called fat. I was like,
so was I. Yeah, totally. I was like, yeah, nope, no fat here. But
I got no fat, I'm lean.
I highly recommend people that are playing the game, if they're feeling my feelings of a little bit of frustration, you can check the Spiritfarer Reddit. There's a sticky thread right there that has a lot of great resources, and it's all laid out very succinctly. So check that out if you want to. So yeah, what else about this game, Tyler? Like the music,
music is nice. I mean, the messages that the spirits all give you are pretty fun and charming. I mean, there's still a couple of areas. I think there's still like one skill that I don't have because I'm still running into certain things that it looks like it's something that you should be able to interact with. Like, have you come across any of like the big light bulbs that have like purple like kind of glowing around them. I have no idea what to do
Yeah.
with those yet.
Same here. Yeah.
But I think it does do a pretty good job of letting you know what could be available in terms of like skills and stuff like that, and so you know like, okay, I'm probably gonna get a skill for like to do something with this, like the trampolines like on like umbrellas and like dumpsters and stuff.
Finally, I finally got that yesterday. I was
Yeah.
I will say another thing that can be a little frustrating is when the game has Metroidvania aspects to it, because you are getting these upgrades that allow you to reach certain places on the islands that you couldn't before, and it can get a little annoying when you feel like you just spent 5 minutes trying to sail to this one location and you can't access what you want to because you don't have the ability to bounce on an umbrella yet.
Mhm.
But small
There are
nitpick.
there are some of the like the side quests too that I feel like that doesn't really have a huge purpose. I feel like a few of the side quests that you get from just like other random NPCs, they go and ask you to do something, and then you're kind of like becomes a fetch quest or like a travel quest where you're just like going to different areas for them. And then you come back and you don't get like any rewards from it, and they're just like, okay, cool, thanks.
Appreciate it. I hate that. It's almost
Yeah,
as bad as like defend missions. Like, don't let this person's health get below this amount, or you lose.
those are bad too. I do think that the NPCs are wholly pretty funny though. Like,
Yeah.
Have you run into the Dice Boys yet?
Yeah, that's like one of the examples I was talking about. Is like is their quest in particular.
Oh, really? Because I have only delivered one of them, so I'm
Mhm.
still in the middle of it. So
Yeah, I
But
mean,
you get to build
the
them dice. Like, we'll make some dice boys.
the rappers, they call the Dice Boys.
That's awesome.
You gotta deliver
Yeah,
their
you
albums.
deliver their albums to people.
That's so sick.
Yeah, so it's got silly things like that in there. I think I just got a great charming, or no, not charming. The first uncharming person on the boat, the bull and the hummingbird. What are their names? Bruce and something.
Bruce and crap, I can't remember his name, the bird's name either.
But
Moose.
okay, so one of them is a hummingbird that like carries the. It's
The
not
bull.
a moose. What is
It's a
it?
bull.
A bull. A bull around and always speaks for him. And they're like former Italian, or they come off as Italian, former like mobster types who are
Yeah.
very sort of demanding and like will say that they won't eat this crap if you give them shellfish. And
Picky pieces of shit.
Every
And
time
then
every time you talk to him, like the music changes.
yeah,
So
and
they
then
like rap.
Hmm?
Sorry, when every time you talk to them, does the like backing track change to like their music or like what they want to do?
yeah,
That's
it's like
cool.
they're like, yeah, it does. And then the opposite spectrum, there's this one little furry animal that was supposed to be an old woman who sort of, it's very touching. She starts to get a little bit of dementia later on in her quest, and you have to
Oh,
move
yeah.
her house down to ground level.
That one hit you.
So you can walk her to the pier the
Oh.
last couple of days. She's before she passes on. So overall, like this will be in my top 10 of the year for sure. Maybe even top 5. It's been really quite an experience so far, despite my frustrations. So glad we're giving it its due. Spiritfarer, check it out. Okay, Anthony, I know you wrote nothing new, but do you want to maybe touch on something that you had played previously, or you pretty much?
I mean, I really didn't. I don't think I played really a single thing this week. I did, however, when we were doing the show last week, I found on Amazon a copy of Nexomon that just released for the Switch.
Okay.
I grabbed that, and it just came in today. It popped it in my Switch as we were starting the podcast. So I'm excited to see how big Pokemon ripoff it is, and if it looks really good. The animations look really fluid, and seems neat.
What's the graphical style like?
2D. So it's like a 2D. Trying to think of what. I haven't seen much. It's very kind of like 2D motion in a way, where it's like there's like more squash and stretch, and then there's like still good movement, but it looks fluid.
Okay, so I'm looking at the art style, and it's reminding me of the most recent Monster Boy.
Mhm.
In terms of its visual style, and it looks like it's only $10 on Steam. How much was it on your Switch?
It was $30 for the physical one. for that.
Damn, bro, you can get it for $1 on iOS.
Ooh, I messed up. You know how much I love my phone. I know it's been on mobile for a long time, but I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Well, it's got really good reviews on Steam, so looking forward to see what you have to say about it on next week's show. I got to talk about something that I've been playing, and I was fooling around with it when the show started, but Ring Fit Adventure.
Oh, it's getting swole.
Oh yeah. How do you like?
Nintendo swole.
I love it. I seriously,
How often
It's
you
the-
playing?
I played 6 out of 7 days.
Nice.
now.
Dude, nice.
Yeah. So yesterday was the only day I didn't play, which you can guess why.
Yeah.
But
Brennan says watch
I-
out for wide squats.
watch out for wide squats.
Wide
I
squats.
haven't unlocked that yet. So I am now level 18,
Ooh.
and I'm on the 3rd world. I was just training against the what do you call it? The 3rd boss. See, like every section of the game. For those who don't know, I'm gonna back up. Ring Fit Adventure is a game you hook up your Joy-Con to the ring, and you also hook up the other side of the Joy-Con to your upper left thigh. It's an exercise game / RPG where you're running through levels by jogging in place, picking up coins and other collectibles around you by pointing the ring one direction or another, pulling it to suck in the coins, pushing it to shoot out fireballs. And then there are there are encounters with monsters where you select specific exercises, whether that be a squat, whether that be a overhead press, whether it be a knee to chest movement. And the further you get in the game's main campaign, the more moves you unlock, the more difficult the battles become. And it really has sort of a neat sense of progression where you're like doing things like, now I can craft my own smoothies to go into this fight, and it's just going to be a little bit of an easier time. Tyler, you have it too, and I don't know if it grabbed you the same way that it grabbed me, because you've had it since Christmas, right?
Yep, yeah. I definitely did. I mean, I played it for a bit. Probably not. I probably was not as into it as you are right now. I don't know. I just like the more. Maybe it wasn't like as intense enough for me, or
Yeah, you do the insanity stuff.
I would prefer to do things like doing things at the gym, like treadmill, ellipticals, and weights and stuff like that. And maybe I just didn't get far enough into the story either for it to really like grab me. Because I know as you get later on, it tells you about like the weaknesses, and you get more and more exercises to actually do. So maybe I should have just like tried it a little bit longer to get further in.
Yeah, give it another shot. I mean, it that is a good thing you mentioned. It does get introduce a little bit more mechanics as you go on. Like there'll be color-coded enemies, and you'll have color-coded exercises. Like the green exercises are sort of slower and yoga-based. The blue ones tend to work on lower body. The yellow ones on your core, and the red ones on your arms. And sometimes you don't want to do that particular exercise. You're like,
Yeah,
"Screw it,
right.
I'll just do
Choose
it."
what you want.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I just want to do all the leg exercises today.
Let's go work out those legs.
Totally. And then, I think it's very professional in how it encourages you to really have proper posture, how it, has a warm up and a cool down before each of your sessions, if you would like to, the way it measures your heart rate by putting your thumb over the sensor bar. There's a bunch of cool features that I think for $80 justifies itself, because that ring is extremely well made. The amount of it's just a really good value, especially if you have a Switch and you're looking for a way to work out. So Giant Bomb put it in their top 10 of last year, and that's what made me so willing to give it a shot. And it's been sold out. I don't know what the status of it right now.
How much did you pay for it?
I paid $70. It was 10 off on Amazon, so
That's
70
good.
plus tax.
Yeah, right now the cheapest I'm finding is on eBay, $80 from Best Buy with free shipping.
Word. So if you've like put on some COVID pounds like many of us have, maybe a good thing to invest in.
Has the wife tried it?
She's tried it once. Yeah, she really liked it.
Nice.
I really like the
Yeah.
enemy designs. They're so like adorable. I want to smush them, but I want to smush them when working out.
I'll smush it with my pecs.
I'm smushing with my pecs. So they're little like yoga balls and dumbbells and like
Yeah.
what are those? The little floppy weight things. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I
That's
actually
so
had to
cool.
grind today, Tyler. I was at the boss of the third world, and I just was not doing enough damage, and he was damaging me a lot. So I had to go back and repeat a few levels. And
Yeah,
that's how I
because
ended
then they introduce like items and stuff like that too that you can like increase like your attack power and all that stuff.
Yep, grape smoothie increases attack power. Kale smoothie gets your health back. Those are the only two I've found so far, but definitely having fun.
Very nice.
And last game I want to talk about before we probably move on to the topic of the show is I'm playing quite a bit of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. Just got my 100% career mode done in Tony Hawk 1 the other day.
I saw that million score on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I did upload
cool.
a little 2-minute run of me playing in the hangar, getting 1,000,000 points for the first time. So check that out on the channel.
That's awesome.
Now is like 1,000,000 a lot, or like what is a lot for like 2 minutes?
It's not like a ton, but it's definitely a big milestone for players. Like I think that, if you're really good, you're probably more so in the 2.5 to 5 million range, and that's if you're like really. I think that's quite good.
Dang.
Yeah, so you can see my combo. I got like a 485,000 point combo, and then after that, I couldn't replicate that. So I still got to a million, but I'm not able to consistently string those together. But so the career mode, it's very reminiscent of the original titles, and for better or for worse. Like I think it feels awesome. As I've said on last week's show, the game feels very right. I think they've done a really nice job visually enhancing the levels. It gets a little tedious trying to find gaps that like aren't identified, or find that last letter. It's not exactly the most engaging moment-to-moment gameplay. So I'm kind of looking forward to where I just wiped all that out and I'm just playing online. I'm just exploring, create a park, and just trying to really improve my game. But I really want to, get as many trophies I can, everything like that. So I'm glad I got 1 out of the way. I'm about halfway through all the goals in 2, and very happy to have it back. And I think that the online actually has been fun too. I streamed it for a couple hours the other day and was doing pretty darn well. Like I was coming top 3 every time. And
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, dang, like 3rd place, not bad.
Yeah, and quite a few first place too. I don't know if you got those, but
Did you get like any like points or anything when you play online, or like any, or is it like ranked at all?
I'm pretty sure you're getting experience, and there is a ranked mode which I have not tried yet. So I'm trying to get a little bit more practice under my belt before I try the ranked. I really can't report on that. And you are consistently getting XP, which you can use to, and cash, which you can use to buy stuff in the store. So just very sort of traditional skater unlockable apparel stuff like shoes, pants, shirts, boards,
nice.
what have you. So yeah, it's lived up to the hype for me. $40 for those 2 games, I think, was totally fair, and I'll continue playing it and likely streaming it a couple times this week. So keep an eye out for that. All right, guys. Oh, do you want to talk about Valorant, Tyler? I didn't even forgot that you.
I mean, it's Valorant. It's not even that good. I kind of hate it. No, like it's a good game. I know people love it.
I don't have to say it's a good game. It's not a good game. You can say it's a shitty game.
I mean, it's not a bad game. I just am not good at it.
Which makes it a shitty game.
My friend Dan loves it, and I don't know, like,
who roped you into playing it?
Yeah, so like my friend Dan plays it, and we play with one of our other buddies who is just like naturally good at shooters, apparently.
Apparently.
But it's just like it's very hard to get used to when you're so used to playing other types of shooters. Because I don't know, I'm thinking of like Call of Duties and like Overwatches and Rogue Company and stuff like that, where like you can be moving and like firing still, and like you can be moving slowly and firing, and your bullets kind of go where you're pointing. But in Valorant, if you're like moving even the slightest bit, like man, you got the largest spread of bullets. Like you need to be standing still in order for like bullets to go straight.
Interesting. Is that the way it is in Counter-Strike too?
Yeah, pretty similar.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting more comfortable with it the more I play. I've got a couple characters who I feel pretty comfortable with like their abilities. So I mean, I don't know. I hop on from here and there, time and again.
Cool. And Among Us, that's actually one that you guys seemed like you were having some fun with in the Discord.
Yeah, you guys gotta play with us sometime.
Oh yeah, I should buy it. $5, right?
Yeah, it's $5 on Steam.
Is it okay? $5 on Steam, and you can cross-play with a Mac and a PC, right?
Oh crap! Actually, I don't think it works on Macs. It's only on Windows.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a pain.
Yeah, because a couple of the people we were playing it with, they had a Mac and they couldn't play on it. It is free on iOS though. You could play on like either a tablet or a phone, or
Is it on
or any other mobile
Play?
device.
Oh, okay, so it's on Android too.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, why don't we get on into the topic of the show this week, which is we're talking all about the Mario Direct that happened, the announcements.
It's a me.
It's a me. So
Wow.
we can just go, I don't know, chronologically with this list here. We could start with what was most exciting to folks. Anthony, why don't you be the decider there?
All right. Let's start with, we're talking about the 3D All-Stars, like the games in it. We're gonna talk about the whole Direct, like with everything.
I think the 3D All-Stars is a good place to start.
Yeah.
Okay, so this has been long rumored. There's this 35th anniversary Mario stuff. I think going back to like pre-COVID, even talking about how there's going to be all types of Mario shit going on.
Mhm.
And we got confirmation Super Mario 3D All-Stars is coming out in just a couple of weeks. They had days.
Yeah, like
Yeah, the
very
18th.
close.
It includes Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy. $60 and will only be sold until March, until it goes back in the Nintendo Vault.
That's like one of those, you guys remember those old like
crazy.
Disney VHSs that they're like, oh, it's only going to come out and go back into the vault. That's it's like, what?
It's an interesting strategy. I mean, it's totally lame, and I do think that it's maybe going to help it sell. What's your thoughts on it, Tyler?
I mean, Nintendo's definitely trying to put a kind of exclusivity on digital games. I feel like now it's like now you're gonna have an SD card with Super Mario 35 anniversary All Stars, whatever, and I don't know, I mean, it's cool for people who download it and then have a Switch that they can sell and say like, hey, it's one of the only Switches with this game on it.
Aren't they gonna be taking away Mario 35 though? Like, are they like having it? Isn't it like it's only up for download and then they're like
deleting taking it off the eShop too?
That's weird.
Yeah, so it's only going to be available. I mean, obviously, you'll be able to rebuy it on eBay or however you want to overpay for it. But
yeah,
is this a game we're going to buy? Anthony, you don't have to answer. We know you will.
You know, I did already. I already got the pack.
I don't know yet. I might get it. Probably only for Sunshine.
Only for Sunshine. That's the definitely the black sheep of the 3D entries, but it's got its fan base out there.
I mean, I actually haven't played what's the other one? Galaxy. Yeah, I haven't really played Galaxy, so
that's what I'm excited for, because I played Galaxy, but I didn't like it because of the motion controls and the way everything was kind of spinning around, and I'm like, just stay in one spot so I can move and see what's going on. But
this low gravity stuff made you sick?
Oh yeah, I was like, I just don't know what's going on, but I'm really excited to try it out now that it's on the Switch, and I don't have to just be like, ooh.
Yeah, and they had confirmed that you can play it with the Joy-Cons attached, and it is compatible with the Switch Lite, of course.
If you're some sicko.
I am looking forward to really all three of them in their own way. Super Mario 64 is the only of the three that I actually never beat. So that'll be fun to go back and knock out. I actually didn't even get, I think I maxed out in like the teens in the stars. I'm pretty embarrassed to say that. But Mario Sunshine, beat Galaxy. They're both fantastic. I mean, Galaxy especially is fantastic. Sunshine, I liked a lot as a kid, but I can see its flaws, and it was super frustrating at points too. But when people shit on that game, I think they forget about how cool some of the levels were. Like, remember that there's that one really blue and green level that goes up really high. It's like something Bay.
It's like it's on the tip of my tongue too, but it's so you're on the scaffolding when you gotta like run around.
No, that's another pretty cool one. That's one with the octopus.
Yeah.
No, I was talking about the one that's more like a Florida Keys type of vibe.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like
I want to say it's like Pinocchio. No, that's Pinocchio Park or something like that.
It's sort of dreamlike, and I don't know. It reminds me of cool tropical island. Like, I think the game has. People would always say, "Oh, it's got the best water ever," and shit like that. And I think it was some pretty damn good water, and it's got those awesome bonus levels where flood is taken away.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's got good music. I love the music in those sections where and that's Donkey Kong. But it's you get what I'm doing. You get what I'm
saying. No, totally. It was like Mark Mothersbaugh inspired.
Very jazzy.
Like, yeah, I mean Mario 64 did some really cool things where you raise the water in a certain level and it
You mean Sunshine or Sunshine?
No, 64.
Oh, 64. Okay.
Yeah, you raise or lower the water in a certain level, you go back to the castle and the water is raised or lowered on the castle, and
we definitely saw that mechanic copied.
Oh yeah. You slide and you go, was it the one where you go outside by the fountain and you find that like you beat up the ghost, he drops that little like bird cage and then you jump into it and that's a whole spooky level?
Yep.
And then they're also releasing the soundtracks for all three of them as well.
They did something similar.
Yes, which is kind of the least they could do. I mean,
yeah,
there are sort of just straight ports, which of course they're not straight ports. Like they work in widescreen now. They're HD, but it doesn't look like they've had any sort of the visual enhancements from, the Spyro or the Crash games, and they're $20 more than those were. So, they're paying that Nintendo premium. I'm trying to find out what Bowser's Fury is, which brings us into our next story. Or not story, but set part of topic of the show. Super Mario 3D World finally coming to the Switch. It's the final Wii U game. I don't know. Can you think of another Wii U game that has not been announced that was like good?
Good question. I think like most of them, because Pikmin's coming. We're getting Pikmin 3.
Did Bayonetta 2 come?
What?
Bayonetta 2 on Switch?
Yeah, Bayonetta 2 is on Switch with the digital download for the first one. I'm trying to see over here. They don't have Xenoblade Chronicles X. There's Xenoblade
dude, that's so funny because I was listening to Bombcast and they literally said the same thing, and the chat was like, Xenoblade Chronicles X. They were like, sorry, that one doesn't count, guys.
Oh, come on. I love that game. I poured like 50, 60. No, I don't know. Okay, maybe it was like 60 hours in, which isn't that bad, but it's like, I wanted to get the mech. I really wanted to get those mechs because it's like, oh, you have your little character and then you can jump in this big mech and the world's so big and for a Wii U game it's crazy. And as soon as I got the mech, I was like, I'm gonna stop playing now.
I'm gonna uninstall.
But the online features are cool.
So yeah, Mario 3D World, sort of the only flagship Mario title that didn't quite get its due because it was on the Wii U. 4 players, 3D environments, but sort of structured levels, not wide open, so sort of a hybrid between typical 3D Mario and the more old school levels. It does allow for co-op play throughout the entire thing. I'm pretty sure you said
it's good.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the game is good. I beat it on the Wii U, and it's not my favorite Mario game, and I didn't play it multiplayer, so maybe I wasn't getting the most out of it. I think it would be a good one for us, though. I think we'll have some fun playing it. What are your thoughts on it, Ant?
The Mario 3D World?
Yeah, did you play it?
I did, actually. That was the first one I came because I got the bundle, so I got that game with my Wii U, and I liked it a lot. That was actually, I think, in recent memory, one of the Mario games, that like classic kind of platformers that really drew me in and made me want to like, oh, I have to go through all these levels and find all these green stars and get everything like completion, which I was having a lot of fun with. It just sucked that like most of the rewards for the Wii were just like those stamps for Miiverse, which you can't use now anymore because Miiverse is down. But I did like that. I loved all the characters that you could use because they had like Rosalina, Peach, and then everybody had like their own kind of gimmick to them, like Toad. I forget, he didn't like jump as high, but he was super fast. Same with like Luigi, he had like a double jump.
So I'm trying. I've been doing some Googling, trying to find out what the addition that's going to come with 3D World is. It says Bowser's Fury. The trailer shows off a rainy group of islands, which are clearly cat themed. With Bowser defeated at the end of the main game, it seems that he will be revived somehow and offer new tough challenges for Cat Mario to face.
Maybe it's a play on words. Maybe it's Bowser's furry. Maybe it's Cat Bowser.
You totally might be onto something there.
Oh my gosh, that'd be hilarious.
So I think hopefully that additional thing is substantial. Again, $60. It comes out in February, so not quite as soon as the other collection. But I don't know if I'll buy this again. I still have it on the Wii U. It depends on how you guys are feeling. If you think it's something that we could stream or something like that, then maybe it would be worth investing in. We shall see.
It could be some Mario Bros.
That'd be cool. I've actually never played Mario Bros. Like online with somebody else, but I guess one other time I played with a friend. It was a couch co-op, but it was fun. I liked it. It was cool completing stages together and being like, whoa.
Right.
It's better playing 3D World with people than this new Super Mario Wii ones, because you're not running into each other as much.
You're not confined to the single path.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, next story or next section of topic of the show. Super Mario Bros. 35, a Mario Battle Royale game where you're competing against each other.
That looks cool.
So you're playing the original Super Mario Bros., which not anybody's favorite, I don't think, but it's a classic, obviously. And I don't know, I guess I'll have to watch the video again, but you're trying to eliminate people by sending over hazards and items, which I guess you do by successfully playing the game. By
getting blocks and killing enemies like in your game, you then like send those enemies into other people's screens. And it just looks like it becomes like ridiculous and hazards are everywhere and you're really just kind of trying to survive. And it looks like with the right stick you're able to kind of like set like how you want things to get sent. Yeah, you're pretty much just trying to be the last person standing.
It's like kind of looks like what Tetris, what was it, the Tetris game that came out on the Switch?
Yeah, Tetris. It pretty much, I feel like it pretty much just like copied like the format for how Tetris 99 was.
Totally, and I think they're copying it in the fact that it's a free to play game if you have Nintendo Online. Is that right?
No. Well, yeah. If you do have Nintendo Online, then yeah, it's free.
Cool. And when is it coming out?
It comes out
October 1st.
October 1st, but it's only available until like March 31st.
And then they're just taking it back off.
Really? They're doing with that one too?
Yeah, that's the one from before. They're like, that's what I was wondering. They're like, oh, we're just going to put out this Mario 35 game or whatever. And then, nope, no more. So you can't like buy it. And, well, maybe there's probably a way that you can like copy it onto an SD card or something if you're able to like, I'm sure hack switches be able to do that.
You can't play it with 35 other people though.
That's true. It might not even work.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Nintendo. I mean, I hope that this doesn't work out for them. They're like, we could have sold a lot more if we just kept the game out. But
it'll be Mario 36 next year.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
They're gonna do a 2K route.
They're gonna come out with Mario 40, and it's just like instead of Super Mario Bros, it's Yoshi's Island. I don't know.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Okay, now next one, I'm curious what you guys think, and we're going to spin it off into another question. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, another October release that we don't know exactly what it's packaged with, I don't think, but it looked like a Mario car and a Luigi car. It comes that have cameras attached to them that are like it's a what's the word? Augmented reality Mario Kart game where you're driving cars around your living room and setting up checkpoints and yeah, I don't know. This did not really appeal to me, but I thought it looked cool.
Yeah, it
I mean, I
definitely
thought it
weird.
looked very cool, like
Yeah,
revolutionary.
I was so about it when I
Really?
saw it. Yeah, this like is amiibos plus like an actual app. Besides Smash, is like an actual application of like. From what it seemed, is that the AR points, or at least the little like things, are set up by the like course markers you put around the area, like wherever, however many you get. You probably get like 4 or 5 in the starter kit, and you just put them in your living room or wherever you want to race. And I guess the way you make the track, at least from what we saw in the trailer, was that like one of the LAC2 guys comes down and paints your tires with like some kind of paint, and you just like you drive the course at first to make it, and then once you do that, and I'm guessing it has to like meet certain criteria, like through going through all the little like rings or whatever they're called, the banisters, and then connecting the track around. That makes the track. But it's going to be interesting to see how like it'll play out, because I feel like I really want to see it actually happening. I guess you are in a way, but you're going to be looking at your Switch the whole time. You're not going to be actually watching the cart go
Right,
around.
your friends will be watching that.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be sort of a social experience, which sounds like, or I guess in real life, it'd be very good with families if they got the parents that know what they're doing a little bit with video games, and the kids have fun setting stuff up. So definitely could be a lot of fun if
Mhm.
everything works the way that as advertised.
Yeah, I know. The commercial that they showed looks amazing. So if it actually works that way, then I think it'd be something really great. I mean, I could
Yeah,
see a lot of like the try super big fans getting into like larger tournaments with these things,
oh my God, that would
going
be
out
insane.
places and with like really robust courses, and like you're racing through this whole thing. And
Yeah, that sounds cool. I wonder how far apart you can place the checkpoints, or if they're really just going to limit it to like the living room.
I think they could market that pretty well too, because they would be like, oh well, you don't have enough little rings to go around the track. Here, buy the expansion pack, which comes with 3 extra
Yeah, you can
like
set up
little
36 checkpoints and put them all across your entire giant driveway. I don't know.
things.
yeah,
Exactly. That's how they get you to buy more.
Cool.
I mean that would be like, so something like this would be like a whole nother gimmick for like businesses like go-kart places to invest
Yeah,
in. I mean, I think that would be a pretty
Mario
good idea.
track. That'd be really cool actually to bring those on like a golf cart, like what a golf cart track. Yeah, golf cart track too, but a like a mini golf or mini kart, whatever, go kart
Mhm.
track.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I'm finding this funny, but I'm just imagining dirty magazines just strewn about the course and like Mario driving by, just a big pair of boobs. I don't know.
Hell yeah! See, now you're thinking.
Yes.
Yeah, now you're thinking. You get the good stuff.
That's possible now.
Gotta get my hentai magazines, my mangas.
Yes.
You can make your own billboards as like you're driving by through the course. It's like have like naked people on a billboard.
Just put a picture of yourself giving the finger.
Yeah.
And that's how you get
all my nudie
get
art.
a power up. Cool.
See,
So I think after
it's got some good potential.
How much do you think?
Yeah.
Did they say how much it would be?
Yeah, $100 for the base set, which comes with one car, which could be either Mario or Luigi, depending on which one you get. I guess that's what they're gonna do, is like Mario or Luigi. Then it comes with those little rings for the track marker, and then the game, or whatever, if it is a game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Like I feel like if it's $100, it should come with 2. Like this is a game.
Oh, yeah.
That begs to be played with another person. And how much does another just cart cost?
100.
You know?
I think.
What? No.
Well, that's like the starter set, so I don't know like what they outlined at in the presentation. I think they only showed like the starter set, but I don't know if they showed the like any other things you could buy with them, like expansions or anyone else they introduced. I remember them saying there was already a tie-in for Mario Kart World Tour, the mobile game, that they're gonna have like Donkey Kong Jr. and Pixel Mario as characters you can try to spend your money in the gacha machine for, and then whoa.
Yeah, I don't think they said they didn't put a price in the direct.
No, they did not. So Anthony inserted a little question here. What kind of media would you like to see adapted into the Toys to Life genre? You know, a la this Mario Kart game, Disney Infinity, or Skylanders. I think. Did you have something in mind when you wrote this question?
like the biggest thing and what I've always wanted, and I'm sure a couple people out there can relate, is you're young, you're growing up, you want, it's like it's the art and everything. I'm for me, I relate with trading card games. So you're playing the games, you're like, oh, it'd be really cool to see these guys like come out of the cards and come to life. Like get your classics, Yu-Gi-Oh, pretty much any other fantasy card game or whatever. It'd just be like a dream come true. And they kind of got close to that with this game called Eye of Judgment on PS3, which used like augmented reality. It was a game that came with like a disc and a camera and a starter deck, which you could use the cards and put them on like the playmat, and the characters and whatever in the card spells or whatever actually show up like an augmented reality on the card, which I thought was a really good idea. It didn't do well; it flopped, which is sad. But always been like, what if?
Interesting.
Everybody wants their own dual disc.
Oh yeah. Even I'll still look one of those big stadium things too, man. Like at Duelist Kingdom, I'd be cool to just sit there.
Right.
Got more versatility. I can look at my cards.
I'm trying to think about what would be a good franchise for this, and I just looked over at my little collection of figurines and saw Mega Man, and I was like, yeah, that could be neat. Just all the different mans, and I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Mario Maker, I could see like them doing kind of like a stage builder, because I feel like that series is just begging for that to happen.
Oh, totally. A Mega Man Maker would be really cool.
I think there's an unofficial one out, like online. You can like play and download. I'm not sure exactly how it goes, but I did talk to a friend of mine online, and he's super into Mega Man. I think he was making some courses or was able to play it.
Just Google Mega Man Maker, and you can download it. And it does not seem like it's very hard.
Ooh,
cool,
nice.
All right, so next part of the direct that I think we should discuss is the Game & Watch Super Mario Bros. Device. I am kind of like...
more of a novelty.
It's a novelty. It's like the definition of a novelty. Like they're not even trying.
It's gonna go the same route that the NES Classic and Super Nintendo Classic did. People are gonna buy them. A lot of people are gonna buy them probably and scalp them and be like, "Oh, could I have this?" Or it's just gonna never leave the box. And people are gonna be like, "It's my collector's thing," because they're probably just gonna shoot up in price.
No, I actually played my SNES Classic Edition a decent amount. Like I think that but this is just it's literally Super Mario Bros. And like Super Mario Bros.
Yeah,
like it's just a few.
Clock, and then like it's like an emulating of like the original Game & Watch, but it's Mario with balls.
Yeah.
Did you just say that it had a clock?
Mm-hmm. It's a clock.
It's just funny that would be a point of advertising of something in 2020. Like,
it's like, why do I?
What's not a clock?
Yeah.
And I don't know if they didn't announce the price during the direct. I don't know if it's come out since then. Have you seen that, Anthony?
Let's see. I haven't seen that one, but I did see that the Mario Kart, the live circuit, will come in a bundle pack without a game card. So it looks like...
Yeah, it said it's download only.
Yeah, it's $100. You get a fancy RC car with the camera that streams live to your Switch. And then no physical game card. And then you get the little ringies, like the little...
checkpoints.
Whatever they're called. Yeah, checkpoints. So you're pretty much just paying for a remote control car and some plastic. But then again, what aren't you paying?
You get the game.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, game's free download.
Is it a free download?
For the live circuit stuff, yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, you can only use it with the cars.
Yeah. Well, I guess so.
So you gotta buy
it. If you want to
make your own car.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, how are you supposed to play if you don't have anyone else to like play with you? That kind of sucks. Then it's like it's definitely very, because it's like, oh look, I have my Mario Kart replica with camera on my shelf.
I know Brendan and Kenny were talking in the Discord about going to the TV studio and just building a track there and just doing something crazy.
I would be down with that.
And to answer Anthony's question about the Card to Life, which I sort of just, I don't know, got distracted of. Yeah, my answer is Mega Man. You got anything, Tyler?
I couldn't really think of much for this.
Nothing like.
I tried.
Okay, moving on then. Those are the majority of the big announcements that we got from the Mario Direct. There was a few crossovers in Animal Crossing, Splatoon, Mario Maker 2. I guess that's not a crossover, but additional content coming to them to celebrate the big 3-5 for Mr. Mario. So that concludes the topic of the show. Before we sign off, I thought we should give our full-throated suggestions to the game developers out there on what franchise from the, from a bygone era that we'd like to see, given the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 treatment, or given the, just the straight port that we're seeing with Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Why don't you start this off, Anthony? What do you want to see return?
Ooh, I got a couple. The first one that came to my head was because I saw your suggestions, maybe go back to like N64, and I was thinking, because I'm sure there is one if I looked at the library that I'd like. I have wanted like a Pokemon Coliseum or Pokemon like Stadium again, because all the wireless stuff now would be pretty easy rather than having to go like banks and like link cables and stuff like that. But I did want the Dark Cloud series, like Dark Cloud 3, because 1 and 2 I liked a lot growing up. And those are like action RPGs on the PlayStation 2 that focused. The first one had like 8 characters you could be. The second one kind of toned it down, but made it a little more like ironed out all the like bugs and crappy things about playing through and having the first one be a super grind fest, where it's like all about leveling up your weapons and evolving them, which I thought was really cool. And the voice acting was excellent. Story was great. It was really cute art style.
Mm-hmm.
Very nostalgic.
Neat. What about you, Tyler?
So I mean, the first thing that came to mind was like a Jak and Daxter, but I feel like that's kind of like over talked about. So the other one that I actually don't even know why it popped into my head when this question came up, but it did. Tak and the Power of Juju. Did anybody else
You had a
play
moment
that?
like I did. I never played that, but I always wanted to. It just the designs kind of grossed me out. Like the
designs
characters-
gross you out, like kind of like the clay and like.
It wasn't like a gross out, but it was kind of like off-putting. Where I was like, the first game looked great, and then I think it was mainly because they made like a Nickelodeon show out of it.
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, I was like,
It was Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of ruined it. But I thought the game was a lot of fun. I thought the
Never played it.
characters were really charming. I think that was the one game where like the voice acting was really well done for that time.
and they have that guy from Family. I was like, hey, Peter.
Yeah, he was in it.
Hey, Dad, go get all the juju.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that would be a worthwhile game to take a look at.
Interesting.
Check
That's a definitely deep cut. It's got some decent reviews. I never played it. I would
Let's go back
definitely
and play
be
it.
thrilled if they came out with a new Jak and Daxter, so I can second you on that one. My answer is I would love to see a Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1/2 style remake of SSX Tricky,
Oh yeah.
which
That would be tight.
came out I think in 02 or 03 on GameCube, PS2, Xbox. Sequel to the PS2 launch game SSX. I think that this was the series at its high point. I think it had a very, flashy, over-the-top style that really worked for it, which they kind of went back a little bit on in SSX3. Where they tried to make it a little bit more like, yo, we're a chill snowboarding game. I'm DJ. What's his name? DJ something. He's the same DJ from the Burnout games.
I can't remember.
Never played it, man.
Blanking on the name, but SSX3 also really good, but I think Tricky just was standalone, just like a $29.99 remake of that would
Tricky
be
2.
super sick.
For sure.
Did you guys ever play Snowboard Kids? Remember that?
No.
No.
On the N64, Snowboard Kids 2 is the better one. There's a little
No.
adventure mode. You walk around. That was a good one. I like that. That one I want to see.
I played Cool Borders because I was a cool kid.
I know I was a cool kid. I just like the snowboard kid.
Actually,
Cool
before,
Borders
and,
are all right.
before we wrap up the show, we have a quick question, random poll for all of us. He's asking, have you ever given or gotten a wedgie? If so, by
If so,
who?
by who? Ooh, that's a good question. I think I got a couple growing up.
I feel like I've given and received plenty of wedgies.
You bully.
No, I mean, I've the only time I gave wedgies was like in good fun. It's like my
In
friends
sexual
be
favoring.
like, "Ooh, wedgie,
Wedgie. That's a fetish too. Do you know that's a wedgie's a fetish?
wedgie fetish."
Wedgie
believe it.
fetish. Yeah. I think it probably
Oh,
goes
for
along
sure.
with the dominating like bullying, I guess, in a way, but dominating. So it's wild. It's crazy.
I think I might do some wedgie Googling tonight. No.
Well, Wiley, I can help you out with that. Just shoot me a message.
I think I might wedgie
Um,
my girlfriend tonight.
Hell yeah, that's a great. Yeah, I love it. See, look at that. Great question. I love it. I think I usually got picked on a lot in middle school, so I was like, I remember there was one time I was peeing in the bathroom in elementary school, and kids are the fucking worst. So I had one kid who like bullied me and come in and he just like take my boxers and like try to rip them up like my butt, and I was really good at screaming, so I just screamed and he stopped. But yeah,
I'm trying to think back. Like it has been either erased from my mind due to trauma, or it didn't happen, because I can't think of an instance where somebody purposefully, old school bully style, pulled up my underwear to make my butt hurt.
yeah, it's like, what are you gonna?
Yeah.
Now looking back, it's like, what are you gonna get out of that? But
Yeah, but
I got wedgied so hard my underwear came off, and then they went to the flagpole and they put it on the flagpole and it was waving, and
and then
everyone laughed
they
at me.
shut me down, and then they laughed at me and they said, "Ha ha, your hair looks like dog poop," and I was like, "No, I'm crying."
It
now."
was even worse because I write my name on my underwear, so they knew it was mine.
Everybody knew. I do have one story that involves like bullying, or not wedgies, but another bathroom one. Apparently, when I was in middle school as well, I guess I was a very open kid, because I went into the urinal once, and what I used to do is I used to do the butters. That's when you pull your pants down all the way, you shirt up and pee. And I had like one kid who was bullying me at the time came in and go, he's like, "What the hell's wrong with you? What are you doing?" I looked at him and I was like, "Well, I pee my way and you pee your way, so just mind your own business, mister." It never bothered me again after that.
Wow. What you gotta
I
do?
can't do that nowadays, but like, I mean, stand up
anyway,
for
thanks
yourself.
for the question. You can ask one anytime, and you can just totally derail the show for 2 minutes, and we love it.
Yeah,
It's the
I
end of the
love telling
show.
about weird, stupid
Okay.
shit I did.
So I just wanted to say one more game that I would love to see.
Oh, I thought we were done. That's why I brought it up.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Jet Moto, a PS2 game or PS1 game that I loved as a kid. And I just Googled it just to like see some fun, what the reception was at the time. Not particularly positive. This was far before I was reading game reviews when I got it. And I'm reading the GameSpot review from 1996. And it's just, not that it's so bad, but I mean, game reviewing has gone a long way. Listen to the first paragraph. Jet Moto is an evil, difficult game.
Yeah.
The concept of futuristic multi-terrain racing on motorbikes is quite cool, and the shots on the back of the box do look awesome. Once the controller is in hand and play has begun, however, a very, very steep learning curve awaits. And then there's just other kind of entertaining quotes like, "If it weren't for the Game Shark, I doubt I would have been able to access the later levels, which include the
dude.
awesome snow courses."
Game
Just
Shark.
get Wave Race. Just get Wave Race.
That's funny, because he also says they're not Wave Race, but this isn't the N64, talking about the graphics.
Yeah, that's true. I did really like, and I never thought it was like a Wave Racing game, but I always remember seeing in like old Nintendo Powers or magazines was the Wave Race Blue Storm cover with the guy on like the jet ski, the cool demon looking guy. Didn't think that was like for some reason in my little dumb kid brain, I didn't think that was like a Wave Racing game. I wanted it to be like a cool, I don't know, like platformer or something I liked that I just wanted, but I love the art. That's good.
And they made 3 Jet Motos for the PS1, so it must have done all right. And it looks like the later games got better reviews. So yeah, bring it back, Jet Moto. It'll make the internet explode.
Oh, holy crap! Wow.
All right, gang. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this Tuesday evening. It's been great talking with you.
All right, and thanks for the
yeah.
question about the wedgies, Bocce Paul. Yes, they are real.
Appreciate it.
Tell your friend that they're real. Wedgies are real.
So you gave more than it was more than that. You got, or vice versa. I had a friend tell me wedges don't exist. They clearly, 1, have never been on the internet. 2, have never been to DeviantArt. 3, were too cool to ever get bullied. So I mean, good for them.
You're right.
All right. Well, feel free to check back next week at the same time. We will be here doing our usual thing. Check the setup notifications so you know when we go live on Twitch or when we got a new YouTube video up. We will see you next time. Stay level.
Goodbye.
Bye.